Hey, what's going on, everyone? Axel here. So the Nintendo Switch drops in about a week, and I wanted to spend some time talking about it. And yes, I know I've got a little cut here, bear with me. I was apparently terrible at shaving today. So let's go ahead and talk about the Switch. The Switch comes out March 3rd, which is really, really soon. And we know more about it than we did when the reveal came out. Nothing crazy. We know a few things though, like that Zelda will have DLC and that there won't be a virtual console on launch. But I don't think that Nintendo's released any information since the reveal that has really swayed the opinions of many people who are going to buy one or not buy one. Now, there's a lot of people who are going out for the Switch day one. I will not be one of those people. I'm planning right now. I'll probably get it either spring of 2018 or possibly fall, or possibly holiday season of 2017 when Mario Odyssey has dropped. Now, I want to talk in this video not just about the Switch and its launch, but I also want to talk about how I think it'll do as far as sales and whether or not I think you should buy one. So like I said, it comes out March 3rd. Now, as far as games go, the big draw to the system is Breath of the Wild, the new Zelda game. But see, I personally don't really care that much about that game because, one, I'm not a huge Zelda fan. I like Zelda. It's fine. I've played maybe 3 Zelda games or so in my life, and they're fine. They're good games. I really appreciate them, but they've just never been my favorite Nintendo franchise. So because of that, and plus the fact that I can get Zelda Breath of the Wild on my Wii U, that's not really a driving, compelling reason for me to buy one. So that's one reason why I will not get one on launch. And it's why I am concerned. I have to be honest with you. I'm really concerned about the Switch and how it's going to do. I think it's going to have a lot of similarities to the Wii U in terms of its sales. Now, I don't think it'll do as bad as the Wii U, but at the same time, it has all the same problems that the Wii U had. The same problems I'm concerned about, mainly being the games lineup is a little soft. This year, all of this year, we basically already know what games are coming out in 2017, and we've got Zelda, which is a huge game. It's not an exclusive to the Switch though, and we've got another big hitter, Mario Odyssey, but that's not coming out until holiday season of 2017. And up until then, we really don't have a lot. We have a lot of ports from third parties, but we have games that frankly aren't all that exciting. They aren't system sellers. We have a few games like Splatoon 2 and Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, which feel more like ports than actual new titles. I know Splatoon 2 is technically a new game, unlike Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, but I haven't seen enough from the trailers to show me any huge upgrades from the original Splatoon. It looks pretty similar to me, both graphically and gameplay wise. So we'll have to see how big of an improvement that is and how much different it is from Splatoon 1. Nintendo hasn't sold me on that yet. So I think the main reason why I might want to buy one and why a lot of people would want to buy one is the travel portability gimmick to this console, and that's why I think that this console will do better than the Wii U, just because while it has the same problems as the Wii U, at least it appears to have had the same problems as far as being a little expensive and lacking games. It has a gimmick that is more useful than that of the Wii U's. This is basically what the Wii U should have been. So that's one thing I'm optimistic about. The 3DS, Nintendo 3DS does have a really solid fan base and it sold really well, and I'm hoping some of that translates to the Switch. Now, if I had to make a prediction right now as to how the Switch is going to do lifetime, I would have to say that it's going to be a disappointment sales wise, but it's not going to be a huge disappointment. It'll only be it'll slightly underperform, I think. I'm expecting, of course, better. It's going to sell better than the Wii U, but I'm definitely not expecting Wii sales numbers. I'm expecting something more along the lines of like GameCube, Nintendo 64 sales numbers. So probably slightly disappointing sales. What else? I have a few other concerns with the Switch. The pricing is better than the Wii U. The Wii U dropped, I believe it was $350, and they had a basic 8GB white version, which cost $300. Later, they dropped the price of the deluxe 3050 model to 300 and just drop the basic model altogether. Now the Switch kind of did better price ways, and when I say kind of is that yes, it is lower in that it's $299, which was on point with the basic, but more on point with the deluxe. But it's the problem with the Switch though is that you can tell they're really stretching to get down to that 300 because the accessories are really expensive. It's like $80 I think for a new dock. The Switch Pro controller is like 70 or 80 bucks. The Joy-Con replacement controllers are really expensive. There's something along the lines of, I think it's $80 for two and $50 for one, if I'm remembering correctly, but you might want to check me on that. But the point is, the accessories are actually really expensive, and once you add up to the fact that you're gonna have to get a Switch and a Pro controller and Zelda, plus now Zelda as DLC, you're talking $300 plus another 70 whatever for a Pro controller, $60 for the game, $20 for the DLC. You're actually going to pay almost $500 just to get a Switch and play Zelda. So I'm concerned about that. And look, I'm not saying all of these negative things to rant. I'm a huge Nintendo fan. I want the Switch to do well. I'm just expressing my concerns. I am by no means rooting against the Switch. I hope I am completely wrong and the Switch sells amazing. I really hope that. And if it does, and support from other publishers like third parties really picks up in the middle and end of 2017, then and we see more and more commitments from third parties to make games going into 2018, I'll be much more encouraged about the system, and I'll go and maybe buy one earlier than I would have. But right now I'm still sitting on the fence, and I'm waiting for Nintendo to prove to me that this system is not going to be a dud like the Wii U was in terms of support. I think a lot of people like myself were burned who bought the Wii U early because we bought the Wii U and it just sat there without games for a long time. And I don't want to get burned like that again. So this time I'm putting the ball in Nintendo's court to prove to me that they need to prove to me that this console is going to get support and is going to be successful before I invest my money in it. So all in all, if I had to make a recommendation for someone that's thinking of buying the Switch, unless you are someone who's absolutely going to get tons of use from the portability aspect, maybe you're someone who travels a lot for work, or maybe you ride on a train to work every day or a bus, and you definitely want the console just for the portability, just so you can play it on the go. If you're not one of those people, I would recommend you wait at least until holiday 2017. By holiday 2017, we're going to get a good picture of how the Switch is doing and what kind of support you can expect in the future, and you'll have much more information to gauge your purchase upon. And frankly, there's not a whole lot of reason to buy one at launch unless you just love Zelda. If you're a huge Zelda fan, yeah, you might want to get a Switch even if you own a Wii U, because you'll have the upgraded graphical performance, you'll have the on-the-go luxury, which is nice. But even then, you might want to wait and just buy it on the Wii U. So that's really my concern. And if you wait another year, the library will be more filled out. Even stuff like Splatoon and Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is not coming at launch. And then the other more notable third-party games, like stuff like FIFA, I think is coming later, and Skyrim is not coming until at least summer. I think it might be later than that. I have to check the chart, but I think my recommendation for most people is to wait. Let the library fill out a little bit, let the sales numbers roll in, and we see what it's going to be like. Because I can tell you this, if after 3 months the Switch has not been selling that well, because it certainly will sell well at launch. I mean, this thing got a lot of pre-orders, so it will sell well at first. So that's not really the test of how well the system's going to do, because there's a hardcore Nintendo base that will buy this thing early. But what's really going to make what's really going to tell us if this console is going to be successful long term is how it's selling at the end of 2017, how it's selling next year, how it's selling 6, 7, 8 months down the line, because Nintendo needs to prove that it can reach a broader audience rather than just the hardcore Nintendo fans. It needs to show that it can sustain sales. We don't want this to be like the Wii U, a console that we see a good sales at launch, but then it just dips down. We need to see consistency like Microsoft and Sony has shown. They've been able to sell the PS1 or the PS4 and the Xbox One consistently year after year after year. We want to see if Nintendo can do that, because that means that if Nintendo proves the console can do that, that means that as gamers we will continue to see a steady stream of games come to the console. If we don't see that, then what's going to happen is exactly what happened to the Wii U. The third parties are just going to abandon the thing really shortly, and all we're going to get is Nintendo releases, which Nintendo, they don't do a great job of releasing games regularly. They sure didn't with the Wii U. And if the Switch doesn't sell that well, I'm not optimistic that we'll see more than one game every 3 months or so. We might only see 4 or so games a year. I mean, look back at the Wii U and how many dry spells it had. So yeah, that's my recommendation, guys. Again, I hope this thing does well. I'm a huge Nintendo fan. I own a lot of Nintendo consoles, a lot of Nintendo games, and I hope this thing does well. But for me, there's not enough there to get me to buy it day one. So I'm gonna wait and see. I hope it does well. If it does well, I'll probably pick this thing up more towards the end of 2017 or early 2018. Until then, I've got a lot of other consoles to keep me busy. Look, I'm really busy with real life. It's one of the things of adult life is that you don't have the time to game that you used to. And I have tons of games on Xbox One that were released over the past year or two that I would like to play on my Xbox One. I still have several Wii U games I haven't gotten around to playing that I have bought. So I have a lot to do up until then. I definitely have at least a year worth of games that I already own that I want to play. So there's really no rush for me to buy the Switch. So guys, that's it for this video. Please comment below and let me know if you're going to buy a Switch day one, if you agree or disagree with the opinions I have here, or any other comments you might have. And as always, if you enjoyed the video, please give me a like and a subscribe if you want to see my videos in the future in your subscription feed. That's all for today, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. You all have a good one. Take care.